Fusion here, back with another video. NBA preseason that will be starting here pretty soon. So I do just want to go over all of the divisions in the NBA. There's a lot of stuff that has been going on over this weekend, and yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. First, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the Atlantic division. I think that there has been a lot of changes here, and I think it's going to be very interesting. Boston, Brooklyn, Knicks, 76ers, and Raptors. I think that obviously the best team here is the Celtics. I think especially since they picked up Jrue Holiday, who is basically a better Marcus Smart. He does everything that Marcus Smart does, but better. He can defend, score, all of that stuff that they need, but he's just an overall better player. I think that they came up on that. Now, I do think that the Celtics did lose a little bit of their toughness and their depth at like the big man position, but I can see them signing just a little bit, signing some players and really changing how that works. Now, I do just want to go ahead and go to the Boston Celtics page here. Again, they have Jason Tatum. He's a great player, of course. He's a scorer. He does everything that they need him to do. Kristaps Porzingis, he was added. He adds a little bit more length to the team. It has definitely been a while since I've seen him play. I'm wondering how he will adjust to this unit. Jaylen Brown, of course, he's great. Again, with the Jrue Holiday pickup, I think this is what's going to push this team over that hump. I think that adding, again, a great player, a great defender, someone with some experience, championship level experience, someone who played with a great player such as Giannis, I think that will push this team even further. Of course, with Al Horford there, he's getting a bit older, but he has learned how to evolve his game to fit this new style of play. Derek White as well, a really solid player that they did get here. But yeah, I think that the Celtics are a very, very strong contender in the East, like within itself. Brooklyn, I think that it's going to be interesting with Brooklyn. They will finally have a full season with Mikal Bridges, Ben Simmons. Lonnie Walker was an interesting pickup. Cam Thomas as well, Spencer Dinwiddie. I could see Nick Claxton. I could see Ben Simmons if he plays like he should play, as far as trying to be aggressive. Then I think this team could be very interesting. You just look at the height on their team. Ben Simmons 6'10", Claxton 6'11", Spencer Dinwiddie 6'5", but I feel like he is more 6'6". Mikal Bridges is also 6'6", Cam Johnson 6'8". They have height on their team, athleticism that they did add with Lonnie Walker, which could be interesting for a slashing type of style of play that they do have on their team. If Ben Simmons can give you... Actually, no, let me go ahead and rephrase that. I think that Ben Simmons should be able to give you 15, 10, and 8 every single game. 10 either rebounds or assists, 8 either rebounds or assists. That is something that he should be able to do. I do think we saw this early, and I think people are trying to push this scoring, shooting thing onto him when it just may not be his style of play. I think Cam Thomas is going to have to be a scorer. I think Mikal Bridges is going to have to be a scorer. I think that Lonnie Walker will have to be a scorer. I think Dennis Smith Jr. is going to have to be a scorer. Cam Johnson is going to have to be a scorer if Ben Simmons is going to play like he has always played. I honestly don't have a lot of confidence in this Nets team to really be a strong playoff, like contender team. You could see them getting to the first round, but maybe not advancing past that. But I do think that they will be a hard team to play against because of their strong defense, because of their athleticism. I've already said like 8 or 9 players with length and are athletes that can score off of just back cuts or lobs, as well as the shooting. So I think it could be interesting. I'm wondering what Ben Simmons can do and will do with this team. I don't even know if he's the leader of this team. I don't think they really have a leader. This team sort of reminds me of the Atlanta Hawks, sort of back in the day with Paul Millsap, Al Horford, not really having a star, but having good quality players that are all around solid. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Brooklyn Nets. The Knicks, I think the Knicks are going to always do what Knicks do. Jalen Martin, Toppin is on that team. DiVincenzo was a solid pickup. He's a great shooter. Josh Hart, who was a slept-on pickup, and I think is a great rebounder and a great guard. He'll give you some points here and there, but also will have random games where he will spike up and then give you 20. Quickly, of course, RJ Barrett. I'm still waiting on RJ Barrett to be the RJ Barrett that we all thought that he was going to be. So we're waiting on that. Jalen Brunson, of course, great pickup. I think he is what changed this team to be as competitive as they are. And I think it'll be interesting to see how far this team will go, especially since they did add another quality shooter to their team. Evan Fournier, of course, Julius Randle. I think that this is going to have to be a year for Julius Randle. And by that, I mean this is his last chance on this team. And if this team still struggles, I could see him leaving next year. I could definitely see that. Speaking of last chance, I just want to go ahead and close this out and get to the 76ers. This team is full of last chances. James Harden, he will be gone next year if they fuck up. Even if he is going to stay, even. Joel Embiid, this is his last year if they fuck up. I could see, what's up, boy? Tobias Harris. They've been giving this dude so many chances. I think this is his last year on this team if they fuck up. Tyrese Maxey, he is the leader of this team. He was the most consistent player on their team last year during the playoffs. He always shows up, does great decision maker, great scorer, can pass, knows how to understand his role, which is the guy on that team most nights. Montrezl Harrell, as well as Patrick Beverley, will challenge both James Harden and Joel Embiid to keep them in line to make sure that they are wanting to play. I think every team needs a Patrick Beverley or a Montrezl Harrell who is a adjutant. Kelly Oubre Jr., you don't know what you're going to get. Either you're going to get someone who is a great scorer or someone who is just building houses with his bricks. You just don't know. Same thing with Danny Green. You don't know. Either you're going to get a great shooter or someone who can't make a damn shot. So I think it's going to be interesting with this team. I think at peak, I could see them competing with Boston for being the division champion. But knowing how they are, I really don't have faith in them. And I really do believe that this will be the last season if this team messes up again for Joel Embiid to be in a 76ers jersey. I really do believe that. Lastly, Toronto Raptors. I think that Toronto is always a solid team. I think they're missing just one great player. And then I think that they will take off because they do have a lot of solid players, great young players, Scotty Barnes, and I'm missing two, Pascal Siakam, I don't think he's that young. He's 29, about to be 30, but he's a solid player. Gary Trent Jr., who can shoot, as well as adding Thaddeus Young, who is a older player, Dennis Schroeder, who has just turned 30 but is a world champion. So shout out to Dennis Schroeder. So yeah, not many things to say about Toronto here, but here's how I'm ranking them. I have Boston number 1, 76ers number 2, Knicks 3, Nets 4, and the Raptors 5. That's my thoughts on the Atlantic division. Tomorrow I will be going over the Central. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.